Buckle up. Buckle up. Here we are. We're live. We'll find out when we have some people on, some folks that want to chat.
Oh God.
This is pretty good. I have no idea how many people
Oh
I
shit.
can put on here. I see that Sean, you're muted. I don't know why.
Whoa, we can chat with people? That's sick.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hang on, I got you. Oh, I can't mute. Your mic isn't connected is what it's saying. I can't unmute you. Yeah, I'm not hearing you at all. We
No,
got
never
somebody in
mind.
there. I can see his little icon says that he's muted, but then I tried to unmute him and it says that his mic is not connected.
Of course, as soon as you hit go live, his mic goes.
It happens. These are the things. We got a couple of people in there. Guys, you can go ahead and leave some comments in here. I got, it's me, Bobby Roastbeef. I got Sean the Fisherman handling stuff on his end, and we've got Delirious Angler. So we're branching out, and I've dropped the link
Be right back.
to get in on this to a handful of other people. Yeah, see, there you go. Sean can go ahead
yeah.
and restart. We got 3 people watching us. You guys go right ahead and send us. Oh, we got Eric Dowd saying hello. Where's he watching on Facebook? Eric is watching on Facebook. D, I don't know if I've ever told you any stories about Eric. Eric's a guy from up here I fished with a number of times. Good guy. Like you two would hit it off very, very well. We
Really?
should, man. Yeah, absolutely. We should. Oh yeah, that's it. Sean said he'd be right back. I think he just needed a little reboot. But yeah, Eric, happy Thanksgiving, buddy. I hope you had a good one, man.
Buddy.
Yeah, it's freaking, it's awesome. Oh, look who it is.
Joe.
It's Joe. How you doing, Joe? Hey, Joe, do me a favor, man. Let me see if I can copy and text this to you. If you want to get in on this, I'll send it over to you. Let me see. Can I copy this? I can copy this. Look at this. There's technology everywhere.
Technology, bro.
All over the place. It's freaking bananas. Oh, we got Jeff Caldwell. Hey, Jeff, I was listening to an episode of The Bite, and I'm way behind on their stuff. So this was probably about 3 or 4 weeks back. I think it might have been the Halloween episode or the week before, but I'm pretty sure they mentioned you and a comment about one of their recurring characters. I'm not sure exactly who that was or what that was, but it was pretty interesting. Tough guy, sizzle chest, knits. Oh, here he is. There's Sean the Glutton. Let's go ahead and add him.
Am I back? Am I good? Yeah.
There
You're
you
back.
are, buddy.
You're back. Absolutely.
Got the old hard reset.
Joe is stuck at work. I'd send you a link, man, but I know how it is.
Why are you stuck at work?
It's not good. It's not
Don't
good,
be
man.
Stuck at work
On Thanksgiving, of all
Right?
days. So let's go ahead and we'll get started talking now about who did what for Thanksgiving as far as food or anything else. Anybody get out and fish?
No.
No fishing? Sean, did you
No.
fish there or no? Or you were in the
Dude,
kitchen most of the day?
I cooked. I ate. I died. I ate more. I died again.
Yeah. I wanted to get out badly. We had some significant rain, and I was like, I'm just going to enjoy maybe getting out for some Black Friday fishing. Definitely going to get out this weekend. It's supposed to be pretty nice. Actually, supposed to be pretty good. So we'll try it out. We'll see what's cooking. But nice, Eric. Oh yeah, that was you, Jeff. Very nice. I love that I can bring in the comments right like this. That was Jeff on that episode of Bent. Nice job. I just started following Joe Cermelli, and I didn't realize that that Joe Cermelli from Bent is the same Joe from Hookshots. Didn't put 2 and 2 together. Now I kind of got it figured out. So I just started following him on Instagram. So I'm getting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hip. I'm hip.
You're
hip
with it
old
now.
guy.
You're with it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm as with it as like a 43-year-old moron like me can be.
Oh, well, shut your mouth.
Yeah, no fishing for me this morning. I got up nice and late. We had to bring the puppy over to my folks' house. We did a small gathering over there. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then we came home and handled a few things around the house. And I decided, hey, screw it, let's go live and see what we can do.
You're like, oh, the J and B. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Then I'm like, oh.
Were you thinking like J&B Scotch? Because I've been down that road plenty of times before.
Dude, I went to bed so late last night from getting my arm done, and I woke up so early this morning. Like, my brain is just like...
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Definitely, man.
Hey, I see Nick is checking in. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, Nick is checking in.
How you doing? Backlash any reels lately? Have to ask.
Hang on.
Asking for a friend.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Eric, dude. I love that freaking dog.
We got to fix that. I still can't hear the drums. What's going on?
You can't hear the drum, huh?
No, I hear nothing. I can see you pressing the button. I can't hear shit.
I don't hear anything.
Ah.
Okay, interesting. I wonder why. It should be, although I'm not sure. I think everything except for your own voices should be going back to you. Like, can you hear? You guys can hear each other, right?
Yeah,
I can hear you guys.
Okay, all right. Hey, we got Joe Martin checking in. Joe, how you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving.
What's going on?
I did not eat myself into a food coma, although
I did.
It would have been easy to do. It would have been easy to do. Nick is jumping in, says, I can't hear any drums. Cue trombone. Will do.
I heard that.
I can hear it barely in the background.
It's like a faint.
I think you're hearing it from my headphones. I wonder if it's just not. What about this? No?
Fail.
Well, no worries.
Big time.
I have to wonder why. I wonder if it's got something to do. Oh, maybe. No. Oh yeah, you did, Joe. Ate himself into a food coma. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it was delicious too. So I'm going to share a little bit of a recipe. I had mentioned this to Sean earlier. This stuffing that my mother had made that was absolutely awesome. A little bit different. It's like cubed day-old bread with artichoke hearts. You dice them, you cut them into fourths, and then you just cook that with some roasted garlic, some Italian sausage, and a little bit of rosemary, and it is amazing. Never stuff the bird. Don't ever bother doing that. It is a giant waste of time. Definitely stay away from that. It never ends well. Trust me. But it was fantastic. Fantastic. I know artichokes are weird for people.
I actually didn't eat much.
No?
No, I've been actually trying to be good and being on a diet this whole freaking month.
This is a tough month for that shit.
Well, in the wintertime, I bulk up because I'm always in a truck.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to try to do the opposite. I did drop 10 pounds, though, this month.
That's not bad at all, dude. I usually bulk up in the winter because I'm fat. That's usually what happens to me.
I bulk up in the winter because I eat too much shit.
Yeah. Well, I sit in a truck, and I'm just like plowing roads, you know? So,
oh man! So the quest is on for ice fishing gear. Joe says,
"Really, Joe? Really?"
He says that the government is paying me to watch Bass University right now. Hey, you know what? Think about it like this: it's sort of an investment in your retirement plan. You know, it's like that's how it's all kind of coming together.
Joe's gonna laugh right now, but I've been there. I know. Sometimes you're bulk, yes, Nick. Bulk waste. That's what we are.
It's true.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
I was telling you, Bobby, and I'll jump in on the recipe stuff. So we've mentioned a couple times on the show that I have some food issues that I have to cook around, which sucks. So we generally for Thanksgiving just have it with me, my wife, and my kids, and we have for years. And then on a normal year, we'll go out and visit my relatives afterwards. We'll have like dessert, bring our own desserts over there, whatever. So we the past couple of years, instead of making a turkey, and then we have 15 pounds of meat lying around for days, which I'm going to be the one eating. We just cook a chicken over the past couple of years. So I did a chicken. We did crock pot macaroni and cheese, which you don't even boil the noodles. You just throw the shit in there, and 2 hours later, it's done. And then
throw the shit in there.
Throw that shit in there. And what else? What else we have? We had like three kinds of vegetables. We had stuffing. We had some pie.
Nice.
Mashed potatoes. My mashed potatoes were a little. I hit them with too much milk, and they just stayed too soupy. You know what I mean? So fail on the potatoes. Of all the things to fuck up, the mashed potatoes I fucked up. But whatever.
Yeah, how could you fuck up potatoes? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm curious, and actually, let's throw this out there to anybody that's watching this. What's your favorite side dish? Like, what's your favorite side dish? D, what's your go-to for Thanksgiving side dishes?
Damn it. Usually mac and cheese, but not this year.
Mac and cheese is a good one. It's a very good one. That's not one that I have on my Thanksgiving table regularly.
Really?
Periodically, mac and cheese is not a normal one.
It's gotta be homemade though, with all them cheeses and all.
It's not like it's just it's sadness food in a depression bowl if it's not homemade mac and cheese. That's pretty much what it gets down to. Easy Mac has its place for college dorms and stuff. I get that. I've been there. The struggle is real.
Just need a quick fix.
Yeah, exactly. If you needed a little pop of carbs and some powdered sugar, put a line up, whatever it takes. I'm not here to judge what anybody wants to do. Oh, snap. What do we have here? Oh, here we go. Here's some good stuff. We got a couple of comments coming in here. Joe says that whiskey is his favorite side dish. I am a big fan of the brown liquid as well. In fact, proper number 12. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a cocktail. Nice job. We'll pour ourselves just a little bit like that. See, I drink enough of this stuff. I feel like Conor McGregor.
That one's for you, Joe. You're out sitting there watching Bass University on our dime.
Yeah.
Watch Bobby drink whiskey now too. That's good.
Eric jumps in and he says homemade stuffing. Absolutely. Homemade stuffing is the best. Although I will say, if you want to talk like a boxed product that is fantastic, what do you guys think is better? Is like boxed mac and cheese superior over boxed stuffing? Where do you land?
Depends on the brand.
Yeah. I think the brand is definitely out there. Mashed potatoes with white country gravy, huh?
That's a Southern thing, just like having macaroni and cheese at all Thanksgivings. That's a Southern thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But where
here's one I can get on board with.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Oh yeah,
definitely. We had this conversation today at my parents' dinner table. We're like, we're talking about how the pronunciation of we say pecan. I've heard plenty of pecan out there.
Yeah, pecan. It's out there.
You guys said your pinky up, pecan.
Pecan. And up here it's pecan. Unless you drive a truck, then it's a whole other animal. Pecan means something totally different. What do we got here? Oh, Eric says no Crown. Yeah, Eric goes no Crown Royal. Not today. I do have a bottle of Crown Royal Apple, but I prefer to drink that with soda water. We got Daniel jumping in here.
What's going on, Dan?
How you doing, Dan? Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. My favorite side dish, we didn't have this year, and it's a hotly contested one. Green bean casserole is freaking bomb.
Pecan.
I hated it growing up. I hated it, and then we made it a few times when I got older, and my taste buds had evolved. Pecan.
I
don't think that's the official pronunciation, but we could certainly adapt it. That's good. Yeah.
Why not?
Pecan pie.
The pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan humane.
You know what? My brother, I believe, had stuffed a turkey one time, or used stuffing, almost like croutons. You can dry out whatever bread. Pecan, he means. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I think Daniel. I think he certainly meant pecan. That was pretty well spelled out.
Think he means pecan.
But I'm pretty sure my brother used stale grilled cheese. Well-aged grilled cheese crusts for a stuffing one time.
Really?
Yeah. He used it for something. Hold on. Hey, Cal.
Oh, that's right.
What did Michael use those grilled cheeses for?
Here's the thing about Dan. I have seen this gentleman.
He froze.
Yeah, he froze.
He can absolutely
and unfroze. All right, there we go.
So Dan 100% can cook and cooks unbelievably well. Some of the recipes he cranks out there are pretty good. You guys will all catch up. Don't worry about it. This is going to happen. It's the internet. It's technology. It's all good.
It's your internet.
So Dan actually gives us Cajun lessons in our group chats. That's funny as hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm all about that. Like, if there is, truth be told, if there is one style of cooking that I appreciate more than anything, it is 100% Cajun cooking. 100%. Like, I love it. I love it. I use Tony's instead of salt on everything now.
You know who is a Raging Cajun that is in the circle, Bobby?
Who?
Naked Phil.
Naked Phil? Oh, that explains so much, though.
He's from just outside. He's from just outside Nolens, and you better say it that way, or he'll first time he'll look at you, next time he'll backhand you. It's Nolens.
Yeah,
ball. Nolens.
Yeah, ball.
Yeah.
How are you? Oh, D, are you watching this on Facebook? Are you watching the comments come up there?
No, I have it on my side screen.
Yeah, I can see them too.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't realize you guys could see them as they come up.
So obviously Daniel's down somewhere in Louisiana. So Daniel, Naked Phil, who we have stolen from New Orleans, the Nolens area, is from, I believe, Metairie originally. I think that's right. So Naked Phil's up here with us. Daniel, I'd also like to compliment Nolens on their hospitality. I went there one time for a weekend. Don't remember any of it. So I'm just going to go with you guys did something right because I don't remember any of it. That was a long time ago.
We have a lot of Louisiana friends in the Jigs and Big Circle. Megan Long, Charlie Soche. So that's a place that
again.
All the screens just dropped out right now.
No, just yours.
Circles.
You froze.
So you guys are the thing that you're forgetting is that like it's I don't even know how to describe it. What's going on? I'm down at
the only thing.
What do we have here?
The only thing we need to know about it is it's Nolens. Nolens.
It is Nolens.
Nolens. That's all you need to know. I'm from down to Bayou.
But living in Southwest Florida. Yeah, I thought so. I thought you had transplanted to Florida. So you have open water fishing all year. Jealous as hell.
Oh hell yeah.
Nice. You getting any peacock bass out there, Daniel? I'm sure you get that question all the time. I'm sure that comes up often.
So Dan yesterday told me I need to switch over from Halloween mode to Christmas mode because Santa's watching. I told him it's Halloween every day for me.
It's true. New Orleans.
Nolens.
See, I always thought it was Nolens. Yeah.
Nolens. That's how Phil says.
Almost like you'd say Gnarls Bark. Like, don't even know. Not yet. I'm on it though. Nice. Very, very nice. Good. We got the comments coming in all over the place. Baton Rouge. Oh, that's right. I forget. Joe's from Louisiana too. Baton Rouge. I'm telling you, like when you look at
splash of milk.
The listen. Oh wow, fancy splash of milk. Just a splash.
Next time I need to hit mute, don't I?
Yeah, that's a good. Jared, how you doing? Here we go. We've got a
New Englander. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you
mass hole, baby. Mass hole. That's us
all day. And you do. Yeah, exactly. That's all we can do. That's it. Oh my goodness. We got some good stuff going on. I don't know if you saw this, but there are like right now there was a notification that I got for a post from Hookset Hoodlums. Their entire everything on their website on sale right now, 20% off. Like everybody's Black Friday stuff is already up and running. Absolutely. Eric's splash of milk. So let's quantify this because I'm curious. I'm a coffee guy. And when it was, real simple.
Hold on. Now I'm not going to mute it. Brody, is there a splash of milk in there? You put some milk in there?
I tried.
A splash is a technical term between a smidge and a touch.
A smidge and a touch.
Okay.
So a friend of the roast beef fam had gone and ordered a coffee. I forget where, but she said to give something as a good heads up as to what it is. Love it. Oh, nice. We had somebody had jumped in. Here's Big D. There we go. Let's add him in here.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
we're in trouble now. Hey, there we go. It's Damien. He is muted. Let me see if I can unmute him. I might be able to unmute him. I can.
No,
I can't.
As a
there we go.
All right.
He's got the little one.
We got
children. Watch our language now.
Absolutely.
All right.
He's like, say it with the beep, beep, beep. Damien, can you hear this? I
can. I probably should put earbuds in because this is loud and it's like really lagging and whatnot. But I think that's just the internet here. And I don't have very good service.
Gotcha. No worries.
What are
Joe
you
says,
off the
come by
road
the
right
shop
now?
tomorrow if you guys are free. I'll be there 7 to 7. Now, that could definitely happen. Could definitely. Oh, I'm sure Black Friday sales at Old Glory.
Field trip.
Yeah.
I got nothing going on.
No one says basically salted grandma.
What?
So I was getting to this story about my friend ordering coffee, and to give, because she said a splash, and I guess the response at the drive-thru was, "What quantifies a splash to you? Give me a physical, a representation of something else." We lost Damien. Yeah, I think it's his service is kind of weak where he's at, but we'll add him back in once he gets back. So what she said was a thimble full of milk was what she wanted added to her coffee. A thimble. And you know what? This must have been Starbucks because they had the instructions on the sticker on the side. And when she goes to get it, printed on the side, it said a thimble full of milk. So I feel like that is a much better measurement than saying a splash, you know? Because one man's splash is another man's kerplunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? You want to talk about coffee orders. This is slightly straying, but you know what? This is why we talked about this when we recorded, and I wanted people to ask questions because shit's gonna jog my memory. Yeah, this is a fishing dude bud story that I had forgotten about that had to do with coffee. You ready for this? This is great.
Nick jumps in and he says, "Look at this." Nick leaves a comment. Who the fuck has a thimble? Nick, I don't think anybody was sitting there measuring with a thimble like a jigger at a bar, going like, "Okay, this is exact. We got to take the knife."
There's a supervisor
breaking the measurement.
There's a supervisor looking over his shoulder, going, "You're not paying for that milk. I am."
Oh, who the fuck has a thimble? I love it. It's true though.
Yep.
But you never know. So go on. Yeah. Dude Bud Coffee.
Dude Bud and I, one of our first fishing trips back out when he moved back up from the south, we got to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. I think it was in Granby or Belchertown. And I said, "What do you want?" And he goes, medium hot coffee, 8 and 8. Now, for those of you who are not New England, if you say cream and sugar 1 and 1, they will put 4 scoops in each. Like you're getting poison from the sugar and cream.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to him, I said, I closed the window. I'm like, 8 and 8. Do you want him to spit in your coffee? He goes, "No, that's fine. 8 and 8. I go, "Okay." So I said 8 and 8.
Freaking small.
Dude,
he was a small and he went 8 and 8.
No, it was a medium. He was chewing on it. It was oh my God. It was like drinking cream with milk, and I'm like, ah. So I'll take my splash. Thank you. So
here we go. I knew it was coming. Belchertown Dunkin' Donuts is complete trash. Let me clarify. I am a Mass resident. I've grown up here my entire life. Dunkin' Donuts is trash coffee. It is. It's garbage. It's inconsistent.
I have no options with my food allergy issues. I get that. That's the only one I can do because Starbucks. I got off. We went down to Disney World.
Starbucks drip coffee is trash too.
Yeah, well, the taste was irrelevant. I got off a plane with my wife, my kids, my parents. We went down to Florida years ago. When I got off the plane, I looked at the Starbucks, and I know they do pour overs for decaf, and I was like, I don't need a regular right now. I want a decaf, so I had them do a pour over. I was sick for 2 days. It hit my allergies that hard. It ruined 2 days of my vacation. I was just miserable. Yeah. So
and that
I don't do that anymore.
If I have to drink corporate coffee, and I try not to, I do drink Starbucks, but I will not drink their drip coffee. It is god awful. I will drink their espresso all day. So my coffee order is a large Americano, and that's 4 shots of espresso and hot water, and that's how I drink it. It's like the bourbon of coffees. I love it. It makes me so happy. Like the little, oh God, it's like in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I think it's Dream Warriors, where the girl has the track marks on her arm, and in the dream, she's she's talking about like you can see the track marks like mouths like that. When I go and I place my order on the app for my Venti Americano, boom. It's just I get that same feeling. Like the parts of my body that absorb that caffeine are automatically like fired up. I look forward to it. But
what the hell's a Venti?
It's a large. All three of those words mean large. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
Oh my God.
It's tall, grande, and venti all mean large.
Why can't you just say large?
Because technically they wouldn't be able to identify whatever. I guess it's a marketing thing. I don't know. It's stupid,
Are they
but
dumb?
No, I think they're just trying to be special. I think Starbucks is too bitter. I agree. Their drip coffee is terrible, but that's my jam too. Who jumped this? Oh, Dan says this. Yeah. The Americano represent.
No, Dan is responding to another a previous message a minute ago that somebody said we got to get some community coffee.
Community coffee. I've had community coffee. That's a New Orleans thing, right? Isn't it coffee and chicory? I think it is. Cafe Du Monde is one, but then there's another brand that you can, and I've made that before. The green bean coffee.
Green Mountain. Green Mountain's pretty good.
There are some green bean style coffees, but Sean, you mentioned something, the Dude Bud, and it made me think about one of the comments, or the first thing my mind went to was like, so you got Dude Bud is drinking a coffee. Did he take 2 sips and throw it out the window?
No, he drank the whole thing. Coffee he doesn't fuck around with. Yeah, it's not food. No. It's a food, and I'm telling you, I when I told that story, I called him up when it aired, and I was like, "Did you listen to that yet?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, sorry, man. There was one time I was texting somebody like he did it again, 3 out the window. Then he ate 3. Then there's 1 out the window. Then another 4 out the. What the fuck is going on?"
I don't understand that.
It's a quirk.
Joseph,
I have.
If you're into it, I'd like to do a coffee trade, pound for pound, with you. I have a roastery up here. Okay. So green bean is only at deployed locations. Wild Bill apparently knows about it.
When I was deployed, I had literally the government coffee that said it was a can that said coffee on it. So whenever I would go, the first one I didn't know. Like you don't know on your first deployment. My second, my third, I was like, I'm leaving. I know when I'm leaving. As soon as I get there, I'm sending you guys, or I'll phone home. Start sending me Dunkin' vanilla. I was drinking tons of French vanilla Dunkin' at the time, which I don't anymore. But yeah, my shop was pretty stocked up with Dunkin'. Everybody appreciated that.
Hell yeah.
No, I haven't had green bean, Joe.
I will say this, that when it comes to Dunkin' beans, and the same thing for Starbucks beans, if you're making it on your own, it's great. But whatever they have lined up that's regular, it's just, or the employees are just absolute jackholes and can't manage it. But where the hell was I? I was talking about, Joe, if you're down, I'd love to do a trade-off of a pound of coffee with you. Because I'm definitely down to try what you're talking about. Where is it? What was the brand? Community. I'm definitely down for that. I have something from a roastery up here called Monsoon that will blow your mind. It's so good. It's so good. In fact, I want to partner with them on the giveaways to give away like a pound of coffee with the next, maybe in December we can work it out. It's so good. It's one thing I definitely agree with, that you need coffee when you're out fishing to kind of get things going, get things, literally and figuratively.
I usually go for the Green Mountain if I have it.
That stuff's pretty good too. I like that.
That's decent coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bitter. It's not sweet. It's like it's perfect. To me,
I'm drinking what's it? New England coffee right now. They've got my.
It's not bad. Pretty good.
Yeah, they got my allergen taken care of, and I haven't had a problem. So that's where, like, I would love to base coffee off taste and be a connoisseur, but I can't because some of the better tasting ones will fucking lay me out. Yeah, sucks.
Yep.
Have you guys tried Black Rifle?
I have.
I have not.
In fact,
I find it pretty good.
It is pretty good. There's an AK-47 roast that's dynamite. Like, it's surprising. And actually, I'm not a K-Cup guy at all, but there's a cigar shop that I go to periodically, and they have a Keurig there, and that's what they have, are the Black Rifle K-Cups. And, Gravy Fishing jumps in and says Tim Hortons is best.
Good. Yeah.
And Frozen.
Dropped out. I'm fully aware. Can you guys still hear me?
You're back.
All right.
It's like an ongoing thing now. We're like, there he is. Oh, he's frozen.
So here's my thing with Tim Horton. My wife and I, we had gone on our honeymoon to Montreal. And we're like, oh, yeah, Tim Hortons. It'll be great. Now, I know that there's Tim Hortons there's limited ones in Rhode Island, and there's a bunch in Buffalo. And we've also, when we visited Buffalo, because she's got family out that way, we've had Tim Hortons plenty of times. But upon our first time having it, the way every Canadian that we know has kind of hyped it up was like, you're going to love Tim Hortons. Oh, my God, you guys are coffee drink. Like, hang on. I am a coffee fan. I have very limited tattoos, but one of them is a coffee mug.
I like it.
Very, very limited with the number of tattoos I have. I'm going to take this off. This whiskey.
Yeah, you need to catch up there, buddy.
Yeah, well, I waited till I was old enough to not make freaking stupid decisions.
Hey,
and decided to put a bunch of band logos all over me and shit like that.
Been there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My bad.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, I have very few tattoos, but one of them is a coffee cup, and it's like I take it very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
But so we went to Tim Hortons, and it was like, this was just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. We were picking up the dog, and we were in Ohio. Coming back, we were along 15 East, coming back from like just outside of Dayton area, and we're hauling ass down along the way, and my wife Holly says, we got to stop and get some coffee. I need a decent cup of coffee. We had a cup at the hotel before we left, but we hadn't really passed anything along the way. So we just picked an exit where we saw that there was some stuff, and there was a Tim Hortons sign. And I was like, well, maybe there'll be a better option nearby, because like if there's a coffee shop around, lots of times you'll see another one will pop up kind of in that neighborhood. Not the case. So we ended up going to Tim Hortons, and we're black coffee drinkers. That's what we drink. So it's like there's no hiding it. And I was pleasantly surprised with how good this coffee was. It's not good. Been to PEI a bunch of times. PEI. Am I a moron, or should I know what that is?
I don't know what PEI is. Jared, what's PEI?
Oh, Tim Hortons, not that good. Been to PEI a bunch of times. What do you mean PEI, Jared? I'm not sure.
I'm probably a penitentiary?
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Just asking. I don't know.
No judgment.
I'm no angel.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
I got no padded walls in here.
Yeah.
Had some tickets.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, Prince Edward Islands. Okay. You know what? Nick knew what he meant.
Canada.
Nick knew what he meant. Oh, good stuff. Good freaking stuff. Canada, indeed. Yeah. Good stuff. So what did you guys, I think we have a bunch of new people in here. What if you guys want to weigh in on this whole Thanksgiving sides? What's your favorite Thanksgiving side? I already claimed green bean casserole. That's my favorite one. And it's got nothing to do with the green bean casserole. Nothing. Joe, Jaron Bell.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oklahoma. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. Oh, coming up north. Yes, absolutely. Hey, you're going on tour soon too, aren't you, Jaron? I thought I saw something about that you were hitting the road to play some music again at one time or another. That's awesome. So let us know when you're around New England. It'd be cool to check that out. Who do we have here? Rice dressing. Oh.
What's rice dressing?
Free. I'm thinking it's a rice-based stuffing. What we would call stuffing. But
homemade
now
cheese,
rice
gravy.
Generally.
Yeah, homemade
mac and cheese. You got. I mean, come on. Come on. It's bizarre though. I never grew up that, and you know what else I never grew up with on the Thanksgiving table were any kind of sweet potatoes, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
We're the same.
Now we eat them all the time, but like I know up north the way that sweet potatoes are often done is like that casserole with like marshmallows and all that stuff.
Yeah, yams.
Candied yams.
Yep, that's it.
And it's like, we're not really into any of that stuff. I mean, really, I'll be honest with you. Thanksgiving's wonderful, but the real star of the show are the pies. Dude, the pies. New album in January. Love for the Jigs and Bigs crew. Absolutely. Check out Jaron Bell. He's got some great music for you guys to check out, especially if you like the country variety. You'll definitely dig what Jaron's doing.
Jaron, if you're touring up north and you don't have gear with you, we can get you out on our stuff. We got plenty of boats, kayaks, etc. We're happy to host.
Hell yeah, dude. It'll be
the
good.
The north has hospitality too, but we tend to swear a lot while doing it.
Oh hell yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
No, that's our thing.
Instead of like, how y'all doing? It's how the fuck you doing? Pretty much.
Instead of, I mean, really the synonymous thing is in the South, it's bless your heart. Up here, it's what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yep. That's so true.
That sounds right up my alley. Brown meat and innards cooked down a long time, mixed with short grain sticky rice. Sign
that sounds good.
Up.
That sounds good.
Sign me up. You know what that sounds like? It's like a non-seafood. Yeah, sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is pretty damn good.
I'm a little disappointed no one's fired in paella yet.
Well, let's be honest. Everybody knows that the very first Thanksgiving was very seafood forward, and the Spanish definitely had a big influence there. So a nice, in a paella pan that's like a good, 5 meters wide, you know what I'm saying? One of those giant paella pans.
An authentic one is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. An authentic paella pan. I don't know if it's us, but nobody's ever questioned us on the use of the term paella as often as we throw it around there. Or the emoji. Nobody's ever questioned.
Yes, that one is pretty obvious. But you and I talked about this. Was it today or it was yesterday, right? About you may have slipped something into a podcast recently, and there's been no feedback from it.
Yeah. No, nothing at all.
So let's. If you think you think you're a true listener, maybe you should listen. Spanish jambalaya, but seriously, 100%. Daniel, we're with you, Daniel.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I'll tell you what, jambalaya. I'm all about jambalaya. My God, I'm all about jambalaya.
Daniel's gonna make fun of me, but you know what I buy to have in the house it's definitely. God, how do I say this? It's boxed, so it's not like actual good food, but Zatarain's rice.
Mm-hmm.
I can have that kind of rice with my restrictions, and they make a dirty rice. So it's fire in some meat, and you're good to go, and it's got all the mixing in there. I mean, I know it's the equivalent of rice-a-roni, but I was expanding my horizons, and the kids like it too, so I keep going with it.
The kids will eat it.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Daniel. I don't want
to. I don't listen to you, Sean. You're my background noise. Hang on. Oh, there is something that we do need to talk about. Something that's I'm interested in.
Nick.
I don't listen to you, Sean. You're my background noise for video games.
That's all right, Nick. I think of you every time I'm pulling backlashes out. I'm like, you know what? It could be worse. I could just leave it.
It's true. It's true. So and we're going to talk about this in the next episode, but I figure why not? This will be kind of interesting. So was it Tuesday night? Oh, yeah, it was Tuesday night. Okay, so Tuesday night, I get a message from Nick Leon. Okay, and this was while I was hosting trivia. Sean happened to actually be at my game that night, and I get this message at about 9 p.m. from Nick, who was listening to the show, and he says, "Just hit my first deer listening to your podcast. Safe to say, I'll never forget it." Now, I follow up, and the first thing I say is, "You okay?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just know that 50 years from now, I'll be remembering who the Jerky Boys are because of this moment." My comment to that was, then my work here on this planet is done. Yep. I've fulfilled the job set out before me. We got a couple of comments in here to go here. Oh, Daniel says it's not that bad. And, I want to say that I've heard from a lot of folks, it's pretty good. Dirty rice and rice dressing are very similar. What do we got? Jared jumps in here and says, "You ever have the mushrooms stuffed with stuffing wrapped in bacon wrapped pineapples?"
I've had I've had stuffed mushrooms. I've made them. But,
I've had stuffed mushrooms.
Never had the bacon wrapped pineapples. I'm not a pineapple guy.
I could get into that.
You know what I do on Christmas? On Christmas for a dessert, and I stole this from those. God, what was the name of them? They had a whole YouTube thing going on. They might even still do it. I take bacon. Yeah, Yankees crack me up.
They crack me up too.
We're here for your entertainment.
Yeah, we really are.
We're doing a good job.
I'll take. I can't remember the name of the group that does it on YouTube, but I watched probably 50 of their episodes and just got too out of control. I was like, all right, I'm done. But they would eat candied bacon You ever had that?
Oh, I love candied bacon.
So you just lay some bacon down on a cookie sheet and throw brown sugar on it and cook it till it's like crispy, and then just knock it down. It will kill you dead. Epic me, thank you, Cody. Epic
Cody's
meal
right.
time, exactly. Yeah, I just forgot it.
Bacon strips on strips, bacon
strips and strips and strips and strips.
It's so good. Daniel, you're awesome, man. We appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
So,
so freaking good.
Jerky Boy stuff. We were getting into Jerky Boy. So they're doing their thing tomorrow night. I bought my ticket. I cannot wait to sit on my couch and get in the right frame of mind.
Exactly.
And watch some Jerky Boys. Yeah.
For sure. No, I think that's awesome. I'm excited to see what it's all about. I have to host a holiday hangover trivia that night, so I'm going to miss it. But I hope that shows up, like on either on Spotify or some service where I can download it and get it because I got to check this thing out. Yeah. I'm excited about it. So anyway, this whole, the conversation with Nick about him hitting his deer is pretty amazing, but it spurred a memory for Sean about hitting a deer. And then I also have a great hitting a deer story as well. And we'll share those. What do you say we share those on the show on Tuesday?
I was going to make my normal list of topics and throw that on there. That was like my
perfect.
Yeah, we got some deer stuff.
I do want to say this, that trip where my wife and I had the Tim Hortons that we were not mad at, coming back from Ohio, when we went to go get the dog, we counted 51 deer carcasses on the side of the road from Massachusetts down into Connecticut, New York, then all the way through Pennsylvania into Ohio, where we stayed. And then we went from Ohio to the north through the northern part of PA and all the way across New York, 51 total.
Let me ask you something.
Fire away.
So when you got to Cleveland, did you notice anything different with the roadkill?
We didn't go directly anywhere near Cleveland, actually.
See, I always went right through it on 80/90 at that point. Yep. Every time I got into Cleveland, it shifted from deer to like 100 dead possums, and then you got out of Cleveland, it's right back to deer.
Right back to
dead
deer.
possums everywhere. I don't know what's up with Cleveland. Yeah, and I did that trip like four times. Yeah, just they hit possums there. They're really good at it.
There's a lot of possums in Cleveland.
I hit a bat before. Does that count?
You hit a bat?
Yeah, it flew right into my truck.
I've had some birds do that.
Yeah, I've actually. Oh God, I got a bird story.
Are we
working at Bernie's?
Are we making this the roadkill edition of the show when we record Monday? Because that would be pretty funny. Yeah,
the roadkill.
Us Yankees.
Yeah, we're crazy sons of bitches up here.
Cody jumps in and
froze.
Froze.
Red painted roads, all my travels. Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, Cody, tune in Tuesday. I got some good ones. Like I'm going down a path no one would conceive with my roadkill stories.
Oh yeah,
it's nuts.
I have one that's ridiculous. It's straight up ridiculous. Oh, here we go. We got a comment from Nick. Hit a squirrel yesterday.
Squirrels are suicidal, though. I swear they're suicidal.
Nick, I'm shaking my head. So you guys don't know Nick. I do. Nick and I share a love of extreme metal. Nick, that's the most unmetal thing you've ever typed. Are you listening to Barbra Streisand while typing that? I mean, come on. I'm not. You don't have to glorify the squirrel's death in the name of Satan, but come on. You felt sad.
Oh, I got to tell you. So there was one time many years ago.
Oh, gators.
I was driving back. Yeah, dead gators.
Wow.
That strikes fear, man. Like gators.
That's a hell of a speed bump.
Squirrel 5 points, Cody said. Nice. So raccoons are pretty stupid too. And there was one night I was coming home. I was probably driving home. I probably shouldn't have been driving home. And I'm on my way home through this back road. This back when I lived in really like in the sticks. And I'm on my way and everything's cool. I'm listening to the radio. Everything's cool. It was a little bit foggy. And a couple of raccoons just like as I'm going by, and I heard like 7 bumps along the way. And I was just like, oh well.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
There's nothing you can do at that point, It's just not good. It's not good.
Boom, boom, boom,
Oh, there we go. I was playing Merciful Fate. That is much better, Nick. Much better.
Which one? Hopefully Melissa. That would be nice. Or just on loop. No Presents for Christmas by King Diamond. That's also acceptable. It is the holidays.
The car Gators ate the person trying to escape the car. Are you serious?
Florida.
You have no chill. Oh my god. Well, and then oh my god.
Nope. And if the Gators didn't get him, the goddamn Burmese pythons would have.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. Florida, man. Go home. You're drunk. Florida.
I'll take our Bears here.
Yeah. I've had some run-ins with some bears while on the road. Like I've never made contact with a bear, but recently I was out running a couple of errands, and as I was on my way home, I took some back roads in and saw just a massive black bear cut across the road. Plenty of space in front of me, but I saw him go up into a yard of a house, and Florida has no chill. Oh, I know this guy. He's a local guy. Florida does have no chill whatsoever. I saw this bear go in there, and the family, they were out like in front of their house, like either like doing yard work or something, and they're out there, and they're just you could see them. I have my windows down. I think I was listening to Fear. Like full volume, having a great time running errands. I come back after seeing this black bear. I look over. Family is like running in their house, like, oh my God, get in the porch, kids. It was just ridiculous. And I mean, you've never seen like 250, 300 pounds move so fast. Unbelievable.
It's scary. Like, damn.
It really is. 20-foot pythons, Dan, you guys can keep those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remind me not to go to Florida and fish with y'all.
See, it's weather like what we have. Like a couple of years ago, we had a January where we were lucky if it got as warm as 0. And it's weather like that I'm okay with because it keeps those kind of creatures away.
Yep. You can keep them. Keep them. Don't want them.
You guys know anybody who's ever hit a moose up here and lived?
No, but I heard you hit them. Your car's gone.
That's my biggest fear. I've seen them many times traveling up and down Route 202 over by Quabbin. When I was, my wife and I were first dating years ago, it was not weird for me to be zipping down 202, like 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, and you see just this giant moose just go hauling ass across the street. It just blows your mind.
And they're not slow either.
No, they really they look like clumsy as hell, but they
are fast, especially a full-grown bull moose. Holy shit!
That final dude bug story I told with the scraping on the car at night and all that shit. More than likely, that was a male moose going through the woods. It was either that or a Sasquatch. But
I got my money on Sasquatch.
Me too.
The other time last year, I was driving back from the Berkshires. What was the route now? Brand new. Yeah, I don't doubt it. That's not good because I finally got my Tundra in yesterday. So
that's what I'm saying. And that's not exactly a small truck. No. That's a good sized vehicle. And you get, that's crazy. Yeah. So you got another mention here from Dan. He goes, in temps drop, the annual iguana drop. Really?
I heard people eat. Dan, do people, I've heard of people eating. Yeah. Cause they freeze and fall out of the trees and then they're just sitting there and there's enough meat on an iguana to eat. Dan, tell us about eating iguana. Do you have any experience? Definitely. Thank you, Cody. Obviously.
What's the
horny squatch in the rut?
Horn squatch.
Yeah. What Bobby, you're saying? What is the appropriate way to prepare an iguana?
Iguana, like you're having company. Let's say you're inviting somebody over. You want to impress maybe your in-laws or something. What's the best approach there? It's apparently iguana tastes like chicken.
And I thought I no joke. I thought I saw it was prepared.
I can believe it.
I thought it was prepared in tacos, and I'm not kidding. Like you spice it up, throw it in tacos, and you're good.
Iguana taco sounds pretty interesting.
But I do know what he's talking about. They're up in the trees. They get a freeze, and then you walk outside. you might get whacked by a freaking iguana coming out of a tree, just frozen.
And they have some spines along their tails and stuff. That'd be so messed up. How many ER visits are just like, yep, this one got impaled by an iguana too.
Yeah.
Dangerous life. So do python. Yeah, I'll just take your word for that. Ugh.
So I've had pythons for pets, so I would feel more, I don't know. I don't think I feel comfortable with either of them freezing and falling out of a tree, but
no,
whatever.
You can get.
I thought he meant python also tastes like chicken.
That's what python jerky.
He might. Oh, he might. Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
And clear it up. Do you mean falling out of trees? Do you mean they taste like chicken too?
Or do they taste like chicken that's fallen out of a tree?
Tenderized chicken?
Touche.
Yeah.
Hey, that other moose story. So I was coming home from the Berkshires last year, and it was pitch black. It was probably like 10 or 10:30 at night.
Yep.
And I was flying down this back road, and I thought I saw something. Okay, it tastes like chicken. All right, thanks, Dan. So they don't fall out of trees. Well, they're wrapped up pretty good. I figured they would just contract more. The iguanas, they'll contract, and they're just not holding on. They'll just fall. My guess, I don't know. This is Frozen Iguana Physics by Sean the Glutton today on Thanksgiving.
On this next episode of Jigs and Bigs, Sean and Bobby go to Petco to buy a couple of iguanas. Test them out.
Test them out. Give them a good test run.
We're going to give you. Stay tuned for the next review episode of Jigs and Bigs. This iguana is definitely broken. It fell out of the tree.
Well, let me kill this one. So that I was driving home and I was flying and I saw some little bit of eye shine, but it was high up, and I had my buddy Chris with me. You've met. He comes to trivia with me.
Yep. And
I threw the brakes on, and Chris was like, "What's the matter?" I go, "I think I just saw a moose." And we backed up, and no bullshit. It was a juvenile moose. It wasn't a calf, and it wasn't full grown. Yeah. But its knees were at the hood of my Tacoma. You know what I mean? It was that big. I'm like, geez, man. So, and what it was awesome was it was on the left-hand side of the road. It crossed the road, went right in front of the car, and it looked at us, and we looked at it, and it went right off into the mountainside that way. And I said, wow, that was absolutely awesome. It's the only second time I've seen a moose. And Joe will know this story, or he may not. I know what he does for work. So that brings you to in contact sometimes with aircraft maintainers. And Joe, if Joe's listening, Joe, confirm or deny this. So sometimes there's maintainers around liquid oxygen tanks. Okay, you need liquid oxygen for this, that, the other thing. You got to refill it. So when I was in Nebraska on summer nights, there were some assholes out there that we were right near the base lake, and there would be frogs and toads all over the place because it's a field. There's grasshoppers, it's landing airplanes right there. But right by the liquid oxygen tanks, as you were filling them, you could take the nozzle and just spray it. And if there was a toad or a frog, you could spray it and it would freeze. And people would do that for a joke. And it is funny to see the little footprints hopping away when they defrost in the morning. But some people would hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's frozen, shatter them, and then those things thaw and they're a million pieces. That's not, it wasn't often, but I saw it a couple times. I'm like, come on. I mean, we're savages, but it was funny to freeze them. And then you see the little footprints in the morning hopping away because they've defrosted. But I don't know if Joe's been around liquid oxygen tanks to see that. The other note of those oxygen tanks, the base softball facility was right by the oxygen tanks. People, when like you would start seeing those high quality aluminum bats pop up in the early 2000s, and people were hitting like 350-foot home runs. Well, the fence was 300. The oxygen tanks were about 375. So there were some times people would be filling up liquid oxygen, and you'd hear, "Watch out!" And a softball would be rocketing at somebody who's trying to fill fucking liquid oxygen tanks. So eventually they closed off the one field that had left field directly in line. Yeah, see, all right, so Joe knows. He's seen it.
Joe knows exactly what he's talking about.
He's may have frozen a toad in his day.
There are species of animals that just do that, literally get frozen in place and then thaw, and then they just go about their lives.
Most turtles.
That's amazing.
Up here, most snapping turtles do it. Painter turtles do it. All of them go to the bottom and freeze. Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy, man.
Alligators do it too, right?
Don't tell me that, dude.
What, alligators?
No. Alligators, they'll point their snot up over the water and then they'll freeze. So this way they can still breathe.
Yeah, I've seen that. If you get a freezing spot in the south, you'll just see nostrils sticking up, and there's like a 10-foot gator underneath the ice.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being some stupid kid going like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk out on the ice. We'll do some ice fishing. It'll be great. And
you look down, there's a fucking gator.
And then you're like, even worse. You're like, oh, let's put a hole right here. You don't see the nostrils, and then you're like, oh shit.
I think what is it? North Carolina, I think it is. They're really known for it. Maybe North Carolina.
Look at, we're getting all sorts. Look at, we're amateur biologists up here. This is great.
Look at that. Oh, that is fantastic. How many biologists? I don't know.
But I don't think gators up here would survive if they did it.
I think it's frozen too long. Yeah,
no, frozen too long. I think that's a thin layer of ice they can survive, where they'll stick their nose up for like an inch tops, but like they're not doing it through 12 inches or 6 inches.
They become a gator popsicle.
Gator sickle.
Yeah, I like
it.
Yeah, when they thaw, they must be hungry as hell. Oh, that's got to be a bad thing. I'm telling you, why? Every time, every time, I think like maybe be a good idea. Maybe pack up the family and move down south. I'm like,
every time gators.
Nope. Why?
Gators, soon to be murder hornets. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got here?
Frost too, but not a carp. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Daniel, you can verify this. They get real lethargic. I don't think they eat a lot during the winter, so I'm pretty sure they just kind of sit there and try to stay as warm as possible. Wasn't Lake Placid based? No, I think it was No, Lake Placid's in New York.
In New York, yeah.
Yeah, that's New York.
And like any good masshole, fuck New York.
Yep.
I mean,
Sorry, New York listeners. Sorry, not sorry. Yes. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, hungry, aggressive gators? Nah, you're good. Exactly. Oh, what does Joe say here? What do we got? Bobby, I've got some great gator story. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine, especially in some of those neighborhoods where you have a canal that goes in between like the backyards of houses. I'm like, for real? Nope. Like, where was the goddamn Golden Girls episode where Blanche got devoured by a gator? That's what I want to know. Where was that? Pulse gets down to like 2 beats a minute. That's crazy.
Dan's like an encyclopedia. What the hell?
I'm telling you. He's on Wikipedia right now. He's like, okay. All right. Okay, cool.
He's Googling this shit as we go.
Hey, you know what?
And I'm okay with that.
At this point, let's stop fooling around. Let's stop the fishing stuff. We got to we need the Irwin family on here. We're changing the whole theme of this show.
It's true.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Get Bindi on the horn immediately.
Yep.
I made the mistake of showing my kids that South Park episode on X videos with Blanche. It's not eating her though.
Okay, all right. So he's backing it up. He works for the biology department. Daniel. You know what, Dan? You might just be the correspondent for wildlife when we have questions on the show.
Yeah, Daniel's got fucking major street cred.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. No, that's freaking awesome. I couldn't imagine something living for too long when your pulse gets down that low. Like, it was one thing to freeze completely, and then I don't know. It's great. Nature's freaking mind blowing. It really is. It really is. Blanche getting devoured by gators. Oh man! All right. Well,
Nick redeemed himself. That's pretty metal.
That's pretty good. That's very metal, actually.
Good job, Nick. Happy Thanksgiving.
That's gonna end up on a short reel, like a gag reel of Jigs and Bigs pieces right there. That was really good.
Hey, before I know you were just.
Look at this.
Oh, now the conversation starts.
Becca. New. How you doing, Becca? How's things? If you want to jump in on this, I think I messaged you the link. It's totally up to you. But yeah, Becca had hit me up asking me about ice fishing, and I'm in. I'm psyched. I'm really excited about it. Good stuff. Dan needs to. Oh, here we go. Here's a comment from Joe. Show me how to age a deer properly at the shop. Oh.
Let me jump in on this, Joe. It's by number of fingers.
It's by number of fingers. I'm full. Yeah, I'm full. I've had my fill. I'm good. Too much food, I think. And I think well, Sean, are you ready for round 2 yet?
Oh, I'm not eating anymore tonight. I'm done.
Not doing it.
I ate and fell asleep twice. I'm good. But
twice, dude.
Yeah,
that's pro level.
I ate dinner, fell asleep for like an hour or something, and then woke up and the pie was ready. Ate the pie and fell asleep again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then woke up and had a splash with your coffee.
I had a splash. Nice. Splash of milk with my coffee. So, Bobby, we didn't. Oh, go ahead.
Go. I was actually going to ask you if having a coffee this late, like, have you gotten to that point in your life where you're just like, oh, I can't have a coffee after 3 p.m.?
I mean, we'll be good to go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because I mean, I still can get away with it. I'm like
decaf. Oh, yeah, if I drink caffeinated, I'm up for like 2 days. If I drink decaf right at night, I'm good. Yeah. So this is all decaf I've been drinking.
Gotcha.
You and I started talking here about giving everyone shit about not listening to the entirety of the podcast. You started on something and then and what you were going to say something. Please continue. And Dee, did you even listen to it? Do you know what we're talking about?
Probably not.
You'd know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, see?
You would know.
Sorry we had to shame you.
Any of our listeners that are watching this right now that regularly listen to the show, if you're of a certain age, you might remember a time when you would buy a compact disc from your favorite band, and maybe you'd get to the last song and just hear a big chunk of silence, and then there would be a bonus track. We did that this week on the podcast because we have a lot of flubs and most of them just get deleted after, I edit the show and it's all done. But we had this one that I just felt was gold. It was so good that I wish I had it ready. I could play it for you guys now, but you just go to the show. This newest episode, the one where we have Jensen on and we talk about ice fishing amongst all kinds of stuff, weather patterns. So the newest episode, all the way at the end, we have a little thing in there. It's the stupidest thing, but if you listen to the show and you enjoy the show, this will make a lot of sense. Absolutely. And I think part of it, I forget, Sean, did I leave in the part where you were like, are you going to take this out? Are you going to cut this out? Yeah, I left that in. Yeah, so that's a little insight as to like, this is how we put the show together.
Bobby and I make our whole thing. Fishing's great. We all love fishing. We are doing this to make each other laugh, and you're all benefiting from it. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much like that. I was actually talking about how amazing, like, just jigs and bigs. Like, we started doing this podcast kind of like, well, I got nothing else to talk about. My trivia podcast is dead in the water. So I'm going to, put my efforts into fishing, and that's what I'm going to do. And, we'll see, maybe it'll kind of pick up for some steam. And like today we hit 6,900 followers.
Damn, good for you guys.
Like today's 60. And that's a lot of that comes from the giveaways and things that we've been doing there. But like, and these are like the people that follow us on Instagram, the people that listen to the show, the people that follow us on Facebook. You guys are all freaking amazing. Like the what this has all turned into. And I can only say this, you haven't seen anything yet. That's all I can say. But what this has grown up to has just blown my mind. Like, absolutely. Thank you, Cody. Absolutely blows my mind that, like, it's turned into this amazing sort of thing. And like, we've only just started. That's just it. We have only just started. So it's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to 2021. Like 2020 was shit in a lot of ways. And we can all relate to those. But I'll tell you, I was talking with somebody, what was it? I think just last night, actually, at trivia. And I'm like, I'm not mad at this year. Like I'm one of those people who likes to turn lemons into lemonade and do the best I can with it. I think this is pretty damn good. Maybe it's the Irish whiskey.
It's been bad for a lot of people, but I mean, there were some high points. I mean, the whole me and you getting together on this has been a blast. Like we still make each other laugh every episode. So this is going to be a nationwide thing, not just New England.
Oh, we're global right now.
It already is, Nick.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, we happen to be based in New England, so we talk about what we know. But I mean, the two biggest states that listen to this show are New York and no, I'm sorry, not New York. Otherwise, I would not have said what I said about New York. California and Texas are where our biggest listening audiences are. And I mean, it makes sense. Bass fishing is huge in both of those areas. And it's just there's a lot of people consuming stuff. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. So it's like, I know we have listeners in all corners of the world. We've got listeners in Singapore, all over Europe, all over the UK.
Hey, go through the list. You told me one time I was fascinated.
Yeah. I'll go. That's awesome. I'll go through the list.
This is us patting our own backs.
I know, what a bunch of a-holes. Thanksgiving. This is where people are listening. What an a-hole. Oh my goodness. So the US, Canada, and Ireland are our top 3 areas. Every single other country is less than 1%. Spain, France, the UK, Australia, Germany, Singapore, India, Turkey, and Finland.
Damn.
All less than 1%, just tiny. But the fact that there are people that blows my mind. Like that's absolutely awesome. Blows my mind.
Yeah, definitely. You guys do a hell of a great job.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. But the thing is, I think all of this comes down to the community of people that we've connected with. So Delirious and, the whole Hookset Hoodlums crew, everybody, Ken, Andrew, Wild Bill, all of them, their entire pro staff, Joe over at Old Glory, Becca, Todd, Megan, Charlie, every guest that we've had on, Andrea, Eric, Paul, you name it, Nelson, everybody who's been on the show that we've kind of connected with, Ken Wood, it's unbelievable. It totally blows my mind that we've got this amazing network community of people that we've worked with that just absolutely floor me constantly. So, and I'm we managed to crank out an episode a week. I just hope that, it's holy shit. You guys don't understand. I worked a job in high school with Sean in the mid 90s. I know, we managed to get by, but the fact that this commitment and the level of effort has made it this far I'm overjoyed with it. I think this is amazing. Episode comes out and I'm wow, Monday we really put this together. This is crazy, and then boom.
Every week I think you and I go back and forth. Aside from the episodes, it's I don't know how many times a week do we text each other message saying, "Hey, I just had this other great idea. We got to do this." Great idea. Yep. A great thing that happened yesterday. My wife and I went to the mall in Enfield, Connecticut. There's a Target right there. And this, as we all know, I'm sure every part of the country sees all these malls that are just dying because that method of doing business is really being relegated to the past. But there's a mall in Connecticut where a Target is pretty much keeping it afloat. Otherwise, that mall would have been knocked down years ago.
Oh, definitely.
Right next to the Target is that new location for State Line video games. And the owner was there, and I am so stupid. I didn't get his name, and I should have. I know. I think I have his business card up on the. I might have it up on the bulletin board, but whatever. So he was in there, and there were no customers. It was getting towards closing, and I went in there and I said, "Hey, man, I mentioned you on the podcast the other day, and I said I'll send you the clip." And he listened to it, and then said, "Well, yeah, if you're looking to play video games and fishing video games, let's see what we can do." So that's just these things are happening organically, and that's where I'm just having a blast with it. So that's where Bobby, I think I told you, and I said, well, let's see what we can do after the holidays. And maybe they have something going on where we can set up a couple of TVs, or I don't know, who knows? It's the sky's the limit. The only thing we're being limited by is our creativity, which I'm flowing with it. We bounce ideas off each other. You're flowing with it. It's great. Yep. So, I mean, as long as we're keeping people entertained, which a year ago, we say this all the time, a year ago, if either of us would have been told by our previous selves that all this was going to happen this way and unfold, we
never would have thought I've done.
We would have laughed. Yeah. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And it's a blast.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty awesome. I'm getting cold.
My wife just got me another coffee with a splash of milk. Thank you, Cal.
That needs to be on our shirt. Coffee with a splash of milk.
No, with a splash. I go to metal shows. There's no matter how many skulls or fire upside down crosses I put on that thing, it's not going to be metal.
Nope.
Jason makes a video game.
That'd be fun.
That might be kind of cool. There's an app for that.
I could be an unlockable character.
There you go. We know any programmers? Anybody?
They're out there.
Talk to us. We want a homebrew Jigs and Bigs video game.
Homebrew. There you go.
Yeah. Homebrew.
I think that would be amazing. And if it wasn't a traditional fishing video game, like if it was kind of like a sideways shooter, like a la Contra, but fishing themed, like, you know, you catch a bass and it's actually a grenade and you throw it and, you know, something kind of cool. I think it'd be awesome.
Yes. Or King Diamond. I did dress up as King Diamond for my 21st birthday. My birthday is right around Halloween. That was awesome. That was a rough night. Another night, I'm told I dressed up like King Diamond.
Sometimes Sean Diamond just makes an appearance.
Oh, I was screaming. It was awesome.
Oh man, I would love to see you compete at one of your tournaments dressed as King Diamond.
Well, see, here's the thing. It was just right. I found a cheap top hat, and I think you might remember, even when we worked together, I had that black trench coat. Sean's life jacket. Yeah. No, that's a Cody, my life jacket is a hidden item you have to find somewhere between Dennis and Chatham on Cape Cod. It's wide open.
Dude, could you imagine this video game? Big Bud could be a boss. Wild and bosses. It would be amazing.
You would one of the enemies, and you would think this would be hot as shit. Yeah, you would think that this would be a bonus or a power up, but generally scattered around the map would be small bags of weed, and if you touch one of those, you lose like an hour of your timer or something because an hour of your life is gone.
That. Yes, that would be perfect.
That's brilliant. Oh, that is brilliant.
It's very. It would be art imitating life, I guess. Bobby froze again. Ooh, that was a good freeze. Oh.
It was a good freeze. It was. I'm coming back. It's all good. Yep. It's all good. I think somebody's watching Orange is the New Black or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. All right, so now we got to find a programmer and get this shit going because this is insane.
We got to make that happen. Could you imagine that?
It wouldn't even be fishing. It'd just be open world. The goal is to get to go fishing. That's the end scene, is where you can finally fish, but all these shenanigans are happening in between.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Have to actually hit, I think his name is Todd, with a brown trout.
Oh, Mark. He wants to hit Mark with a brown trout.
He wants to hit Mark with a brown trout. Mark, it's amazing.
You walk around, and there's a lake with a guy who's got a trout just beating the shit. Oh my God. Jigs Bigs video game.
Oh my God, this is genius. This and the platform, I think we have to hit multiple platforms, but I think a mobile app is definitely the starting point, you know. A mobile app, you just play, oh, this is amazing. And then, you know, we bring it to the, you know, the home units or PC or whatever.
Or maybe the boss, and I hope he's listening to this, he'll get a laugh out of it. Maybe the boss could be Mark. And he's just got this legion of brown trout that he's subdued. And he's like
punching.
He's like, get him. And he stands there like this, and the trout just attack you. You gotta beat the trout to beat Mark, to get at Mark. It's like, you know,
armed with a fly rod is like a nunchuck utensil. Like,
yes.
Oh, I love it. I do like the open world idea.
Yeah, just walking around, finding my life jacket.
Jigs and Bigs video game is going to be the new Fortnite.
Occasionally,
let's just do that.
Occasionally, there's a you know, a trap you got to watch out if you're on roads, because you never know when somebody's going to drive by in a Tacoma and hit you with a half-eaten bagel. Or several French fries might come winging at you. That'll kill your life.
It will. And think about your self-esteem. You'll be shook.
Yeah. There's all sorts of shit. D, how are you enjoying this experience? Delirious swinging for the trees and shit. Yes.
Good.
This is what we do. We just make each other laugh. We're stupid.
This is what it's like to fish with us too.
There is no overarching like goal to this podcast or anything other than me and him making each other laugh.
That's the name of the game.
I mean, next year I gotta link up with you, Sean, and go fishing. So
yeah,
I already been out once with Bobby. I mean, now you're up. So
yeah, well, I mean, we'll get not a problem. They just you did listen to the last episode where we talked about that, right? Because like I don't fish recreationally and fish competitively. I have one speed, and I'm always fishing competitively. So like if you're out with me, like I might be like, hey man, great, let's go fishing, let's grab a coffee, and then we get to the lake, see you in 2 hours, and I'm gone. I'll come check back, like, hey, how you making out? You know what I mean?
Fine.
But I just vanish. That's just what I do. Like I already have my shit going, and some people can accept that. Some people don't really quite get it. And you know, like I said, Bobby was talking to Todd Grubbs across the lake, and I heard him echoing. And Bobby's like, yeah, no, Sean's just fucking intense about this shit. He just what I do. That's what I do.
No, good.
I'm Sean the fisherman, not Sean the socialite.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's good freaking stuff, man. Oh, what time we got? We've been doing this for over an hour. Look at that, and there's still people watching.
And it seems like 5 minutes.
Still watching. It does.
There's a lot of drunk fucks out there, huh?
That's true.
You guys are wasted just watching this. People are passed out. They're not typing.
They're like, yeah. I mean, you know, and that's the thing about holidays too. Holidays, there's a big shift. You're like, there's holiday drunk, and then there's like, you know, going out and having a few pops with the friends or something like that. Yeah. Here's a good one from Nick.
The humble fisherman.
Sean the humble fisherman. No, I think he's quite humble, but he means visit. Remember that time we went out in Central Mass with Andrew and Wild Bill and the Lunker lads? Went out with those guys, and we were all hanging out. Everything's cool. And once we were on the water, you know, Sean was looking to get a pattern. You know, once he kind of had an idea, he's like, yep. He's like, you know, it's kind of what I think is going on. And I'm just paddling around and bullshitting with these guys. We'd catch a fish or two. And we came up with the numbers afterwards, and we're like, that's what it is. Sean is like, you know, because while he's out fishing with us, he's in ongoing monthly. Take some time. You guys are thinking that I dropped out.
No, you did.
Yeah.
Sean was thinking.
Don't worry about it. If it's cut out, it cut out.
I know it's all right. Any chance you ever post pics of the jigs? Oh, hey, hold on. I'll go get one. Hold on. I'll show it right now. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll walk through it. But yeah, I am going to shoot some good photos with a nice, like really good lighting on a white background, so they kind of pop a little bit. Definitely want to show you guys some of that stuff. We have a little bit of a hiccup with the packaging as far as putting some of these things together, though. We're going to reach out to some friends in the fishing community that also make baits and see if we can work something out. Some of these are relatively large companies too. I hope we can, you know, get some info from them. That would be awesome. So that'd be pretty good. But let's take a look.
You want me to put these up against a white background?
Yeah, you can do that. I don't know if your kitchen wall is probably good enough.
Sure. Okay. Well, I got a white notebook. I can just
Jigs
put it up against that.
That's all I throw now. I'm a believer in a jig. You know what I mean? Cody, we'll have them available for you. I'm going to actually put you, Sean, in the big platform.
You're the big one now.
Let's see. Can I do this?
You seen that, D? Is he? Where's?
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's right there.
Let me see. How do I move you over here?
That way.
Yes, I do. There we go.
Oh,
there we are. There's Sean.
Look at me. I'm the star of the show.
He is the star of the show.
I'm the prom queen now.
You're in full on HD.
All right. So if I'm going to do this impromptu, so we've made and distributed two of them already, right? Or three? Did I give? No, I've got the third. I've got the third one in the box over on the other side of the room.
Yep.
So that leaves we made 5 off the bat. We have enough to make 10 off the bat. So I've been looking through every store in the area and trying to get these tackle boxes, and it's murdering my soul. So I think I'm going to have to pony up and just that nice budget we had just blew up. It's gone.
Yeah.
I got to get the right boxes. I'm not going to be satisfied with some of the tackle boxes I've seen, and I'm certainly not going to take a Dremel or a Sawzall to the ones that have the multi-compartments because that's just going to look like shit. So there you go. There's some dirty laundry, folks. I'm having a problem with tackle boxes. Fuck tackle boxes. So here's our jig kit. Let me make that. There we go. Oh, there's reflection. All right. How's that? Is there a reflection on that?
Oh, no, it looks good.
I'm getting reflection from you guys. Screen. Yep. So I'm going to go one by one through these things.
Yep.
So we described them on the show, right? So I don't have to go too in depth.
We gave a description about the names and kind of the color pattern.
All right. Here's my first one, right? So this was one. This is a brown brown jig with a chartreuse head. And it's got, see, this is going to be tough because it's got a nice pattern on it. So the brown is like,
you got to lift it up a little bit more, Sean.
Yeah. So the brown is like striped, right? And it's got a little bit of sparkle and there's some orange in there. So this is what we call native perch. All right. So this is a nice dark water jig. I actually am looking forward to using this one as a swim jig because I think you put a trailer like that on there, it's going to be pretty neat. But you see all the sparkles on there. So it's got that nice yellow underbelly and the striped top. So there's our native perch.
Native perch. And the beauty about that jig, like he mentioned, using it as a swim jig as well. That jig style would technically, I guess, you would technically, I guess, call it like an arky jig or a general casting jig. But the way the head is shaped, it works really, really well going, cutting through grass or weeds, and it lends itself to swimming really, really well versus a lot of other, even other arky jigs or whatnot.
Yeah. And Ken, who I went through this at Lead Free Bass Jigs, when pattern we're crushing stuff. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, wait a second, Daniel, and I'll tell you about this one. All right. So as far as Florida goes. So when I got together with Ken initially, years ago when I first started buying jigs from him, I bought these Pro Rocker jigs. That's his name brand for them. And he had a swim jig that was available. And I bought the swim jigs, and he has since changed the mold. So I only have 2 of the original swim jigs left.
Yep. And
in one particular color one day, I didn't bring these spares out. And all I did was slap a skirt on that, on one of these Pro Rockers, and used it as a swim jig. And I had 0 issues. So yeah, they still work. But I liked the ones he had they were shaped like, how do I put this? Almost like an upside down T when you looked at them from the front. So they wobbled. Even without a trailer, they wobbled. Okay. They were awesome. Yeah, but I didn't have any problems. Yeah. So Daniel, here you go. This is Bobby's. I know you can't see it too well because I've got this blue light on here. This sucks. So this is called Peanut Butter and Jelly. It's got a green pumpkin head, and it's got the purple's not showing up. I mean, you can kind of see it on the out.
You can kind of see it. Yeah.
Like right. Let me see it right there. There's a little bit of purple. It's brown and purple, but Bobby came up with this one. He liked the stripes in there. I think it was your big selling point.
That was the big one. I love that it's broken up on that color. It's great.
Yep. So this one, Daniel, for really tannic waters that look like like red tea. You want something a little purple in it. I mean, if you're in Florida, one of the things I heard in Florida was one of my favorite sayings from Florida when I got a guide. I said, all right, what sort of plastic we use and what color? And he goes, well, we got a saying down here. You can use any color you want as long as it's June bug. So I try to incorporate purple into any tannic water I see. Sean the Fisherman tip.
Yep.
All right.
You remember, D, when we were fishing in that little river right off of the inlet of that pond we fished that first time we went out? That's what I was throwing, was peanut butter jelly.
Yeah. I know you kept rubbing it in my face. Like, peanut butter jelly, man. It's catching them.
Man. Yeah, it's dynamite. I love that color.
So here's one, I think. Who came up with this one? This was a group effort, I think, between you and I, right?
I think it was. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I think it is.
Yeah. So this is what do we call this one? This one's Naked Gill.
Yep. Naked Gill.
Naked Gill. All right. So it has a black head, and then it has this really, really that one looks killer, maybe like made. Yeah. Yeah. You guys got a lot of invasive cichlids down there. That sucks. Good. Match them. Kill it. So this one is it's very bright. Anybody who's familiar with striking and Z-Man, they use a similar skirt where they have this. Let me see if I can stretch this strand out. This clear with the orange dots, right?
Yep.
A pattern a guy came up with called Halloween Pumpkin. Looks similar to the last one's fire. Cool. So this light one, I use that a lot in Minnesota, and I think it mimics a perch or a bluegill well enough that those strands are the ones that I always get cut off when I find with pike. They're always attacking it from the bottom like that. So, So we put this together. This is one I think we described as a nest raider. So it's got this nice dark top, and the bottom's really, really light. So it could mimic a bluegill. It could mimic, any sort of sunfish, panfish, possibly even a yellow perch. I mean, it's kind of bright for a yellow perch, but I guess whatever. So there's God damn it, I keep messing up the camera. So there's there's Naked Gill.
Naked Gill. I was using a color like that with a small 3-inch paddle tail on the back, a green pumpkin paddle tail.
Yep. When
I was bank fishing while they were on beds, and I was just sight fishing like crazy. It was awesome having that contrast of color in the skirt lets you see where it is when you're trying to get them when they're, when they're up on the spawn. So
yep. I think that one, while it's, I mean, we really talked about that for being like clear water and mimicking some sort of a nest raider. I think that'll do fine with the colors in dark water too. Like that's really bright. So here's the final one.
Yeah, baby.
This one's simple. We all know this. Black and blue jigs catch fish. So does the Dude Bud. Yeah. The Dude Bud jig. Here it is. It's beautiful. It's black. It's blue.
It's got a great, horizontal stripe that goes through and cuts up that blue. Gives it a nice little contrasty sort of thing when it's when that's fluffed up under the water.
Fluffed?
It's gonna look awesome. Fluffed. You don't fluff your jigs?
We're fluffers now? God.
Are you telling me you don't fluff your jigs, Sean?
We're not even like the stars, we're the fluffers. So that's that. We'll have, like I said, we've got enough to make 10 right now, which it's the holidays and we're really putting them together as we need them for giveaways. Black and blue, we know it do. Yeah, you're right, Daniel. That's it.
100%.
So we've got and you know what? One last thing we should show everybody where the So what we do here is, because I'm a big collector certification nerd, as we've talked about with the comic books and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
I know this might turn out backwards, but we put our beautiful Jigs and Bigs Pog right there. And then on the back side, can you guys see that? Is it? I know there's a lot of reflection.
Just a little bit more. There you go.
So I put the number on there. So it's 4 of 25, the date we made it. And then this one is not the homoerotic version. It just says BRB and STF. Great. All right. The Braden's official #1 homoerotic version has the plus in there and possibly a heart with an arrow drawn through it.
It might. It very well might.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake.
I mean, bottom line, we made these jigs because I think they're going to function. They're going to cover a lot of water. Bobby thinks they're going to cover a lot of water. So,
there's something that honestly, like anywhere in the country, they'll generally apply to you. It's not one of these situations where, because one of the biggest things that we deal with up here are, we don't have shad the way they have down south. We have a lot more
golden shiners,
yellow
perch,
lots of yellow perch. You come up, Fire Tiger is a pattern that works up this way a lot, mimics a perch really, really well. So you have, this is something that you can go to different areas and generally, whatever the conditions are, there's a jig in there that will work for you.
That black and blue and the peanut butter and jelly, those are going to match crawfish, dead nuts. I mean, that's, and the other one's going to be bait fish.
Show them the hook on any one of those jigs. One of the biggest things about the rocker the rocker head style jig that I like so much is the hook, because while this jig, it doesn't have a big flipping hook on it. It doesn't. Like, it's not necessarily a flipping jig, but look at the bite, the angle that has right there. It's really like, this is a jig that when I use this, I feel pretty confident in being able to catch, smallmouth and not having this giant hook in there that may be tricky for them to get in their mouth. I think that is absolutely dynamite. And I think it also, the way it sort of rests on the head, also it lends itself perfectly to being used as a swim jig as well.
Yeah, this is an all-purpose kit that we made.
Yeah,
I'll buy a set for sure. Put on some tanks. I get credit for those in tournament, Daniel.
I love it.
Daniel, explanation on the retracting back. I know we got to wait.
I wonder. I'm curious if he's thinking it's going to bend out. Like my point with that hook is that. It's not as stout a hook as like a flipping jig or other types of argy jigs. So you can use this in more of a finesse situation. When you have a lot of pressure, this jig seems to at least get me more bites because it's not so huge. I think that's what he's getting at. I'm not 100% sure.
I think these are 5/0 gamakatsus that Ken uses. So they're stiff. I mean, like I said, I've had fish bend them out eventually after a lot of use, and that's the only time I've ever had a problem with them is when I bent them back, which is stupid, but you got to do it. They're gonna break eventually, Well, that's cool. I didn't realize we were doing an infomercial for jigs tonight.
Hey, these things happen. They're pretty solid. So like that's one of the reasons why I like these so much is that I don't really like. Okay, here we go. Here you go.
Buy our shit.
We'll reposition in the mouth, making hookup ratios better. I see what you're saying.
Daniel, based on experience with these things, buy yourself one of those pistol grip hook removers because they're going to be in the throat. They don't fuck around. They swallow these.
They need it.
Yeah.
They need it.
Sorry, my fault. What's Corey what's he apologizing for?
I don't know. No need to apologize, man. None whatsoever.
We already forgot about your offenses, Corey. We're good.
We're at least the two of us are old. I mean, we have some years on D.
How do you know? Trying to get my freaking cat out of my room.
Oh, there you go. I was like, what's going on over there? It's like a whole adventure.
Yeah.
On this episode of Cribs.
The cats are staring me down. I'm trying to get the hell out of my room. I hate cats.
This whole time we've been recording, nobody has texted in a message saying, hey, I just listened to this stupidity on last week's podcast. You guys are idiots. These bats will die then. They said, no, believe it or not, man, they don't. I can get the hooks out with those removers. And Bobby's seen me do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice technique.
My mortality rate is pretty low. I'm bragging. Now.
now you're bragging.
Buy our shit.
Buy the shit.
Buy. Daddy needs new video games. Buy.
If you buy 2, I'll throw in a black cat because I don't care for them.
All right, well, good.
He's really working on your last nerve over there.
Oh, dude, every day he just sneaks in my room and I'm like, just get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I hate cats. I hate them so much.
Whose is it? Is it yours?
It's my roommate's.
Oh.
I'm about to call my dog in here. He'll get him out of here for sure.
All right, Bobby, put Daniel down for a pallet load.
Done deal. Can you guys crank up? Done deal. That's what I do, the Disco Dungeon. It's like I have like just a bunch of, tackle junkies here just cranking out all kinds of lures.
It's a bunch of guys you found on the street corner picking daisies.
Exactly. How are you guys with your fingers?
Jerky boys. Oh, my God. Get out of here. Get back to work. Well, it's been an hour and a half, and I'm still amused. What do we got for the next half hour? What happened to Ben?
So I actually have to put them on the site, Cody. That's the whole thing. We need the packaging, though, before I'm going to launch anything like that. We'll go ahead and do it. Daniel saw them out of the trunk of his car. That's
what do you guys want?
Reminds me of an episode of King of the Hill.
You want some crack, some Coke? I got jigs.
I got you. And you know what? They're lead-free. These jigs are lead-free, so you can use them in all 50 states.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we took care of that too. I mean, because I'd like to use them as well. So.
Yeah, because you guys can't use lead in Mass, right?
Yeah, there's a handful of states that are like that. Some have really, really wonky rules, but yeah, can't use lead jigs.
So it's weird because like New York, and this is where they're going to get some props. And I want to say, we went over? It was like New Hampshire and Maine, I think.
Oregon, I think, was one.
No, Oregon, Washington
State. It's like
State.
A partial.
Yeah, but the states that have the best law. I mean, if you're gonna ban lead, let's be smart about it. And they said you can't sell it at your stores.
Yes.
So
that's what's weird about
makes sense. Massachusetts, I can go over to Walmart or Dick's or Bass Pro Shops, and I can get any lead item I want, even though you can't use them in the state. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're gonna do it right. So
that's weird as shit.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when you have that working for you, and then you start using some lead alternatives, like especially when you start using tungsten.
Oh my God.
Done. Like all my tungsten drop shot weights now are tungsten because I'm like, I can't use lead. Cool. All right, we'll switch over to tungsten, and it's a game changer.
What's drop shotting?
When you need a 9-inch bluegill.
Yeah, I heard, Mister. I don't drop shot, but yet you drop shot.
Yeah,
Nick, you have a good one, buddy.
I heard.
Thanks for sitting tight and hanging with us. We hope we entertained a little bit. This was
Nick,
fun.
give me a call about the issues we talked about if you haven't gotten any headway with them. Thank you. Professional stuff. Oh, he froze again.
Yep.
I feel like I'm Max Headroom.
That's a reference that's dated.
I feel like I'm Max Headroom. Like I'm like,
Yeah, you want to talk 80s stuff? If you want to bring up Max Headroom, you want to I could spin off another 20 minutes. Pour yourself another drink. This is a good one.
I like that sticker.
Oh, that's a very good sticker.
That's a beautiful sticker.
Yeah, that's a beaut right there.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Delirious, when we eventually meet face to face, I need one of those. Save me one because I have a new truck to decorate.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll plaster it like how I plastered it on Bobby's. I just walked up and said, there you go.
It needed to happen.
I got you.
Oh, no, two. One for my boat, one for my truck. No wrap. No.
Too late.
Yeah, too late. Yeah, I'm going to go outside. My truck's going to look like a Christmas present.
You're going to be like, what the hell? I'm like, I got you.
Yep. So, Bobby, you know this because you've been over my house. So I have that game room upstairs. Like when we moved into this house, there's one room upstairs where I used to have like video games and shit in the basement. I had one room in the basement, but there's a room upstairs that it's huge. And like, I guess the previous owner was using it as either a bedroom or an office. We have no idea. But when my wife actually looked at the house when I was on a trip, and she said, hey, I went and saw the open house. She goes, there's one room that has a gas fireplace in it, which is awesome. And that's our bedroom. I said, great. So she goes, but the weird thing is there's this other room. It's gigantic. It's like a fucking dance studio. Like, what are we going to do with this? I go, I don't know. And she goes, why don't you make it your video game room? And I'm like, yeah. So she's the other great thing my wife came through with when we bought this house. She was like, so there's a lake here, or we got the pond, and that's why I looked at it. She goes, I go, yeah. So what? She goes, we're gonna have to get some kayaks for the house. Like, oh, yeah, I got a good one. So,
mine's broken. I'm gonna go into work.
I'm not. I have jokes, but I have not met Holly face to face, and I don't.
I know.
I'm not gonna. So,
but like, dude, anyway, make it your video game room.
Yeah. So what I did was, I put all my video games up there, and I have a bunch of systems and all that shit, and a couple of TVs. One older TV. I still maintain a 36. Now this is good, Bob. You might even remember this. A 36. Remember how much a 36-inch Sony Trinitron from 1996 weighs?
Weighs a freaking ton, dude.
I know you
like, yeah.
You and I used to walk up the stairs with him if the elevator was full.
I remember that. That's so bad.
Air conditioners too, that blew. But that I have one upstairs, and as a backup, I have a 32-inch Toshiba in the closet, just waiting because people leave those out on the fucking lawn now. So I just if I see one that's in good shape, I know that tube TVs are not long for this world, so I grab one. So the reason for that is anybody who has an original Nintendo, the zappers were made for round tube TVs, not the flat screen ones that came out in the early 2000s. So if you have a flat screen one, your zapper won't work and you can't play Duck Hunt. It's a big deal in my life.
That is a big deal.
So
Duck Hunt, that's some like old video game head.
That's the shit. That's the
so I have this giant 36-inch with that. But around my room, and I don't think I've mentioned this on the show, Bobby, you know this. I need to get some stickers, D, and putting it in. Oh, there you go, D. You're up.
Send me a message.
So I'm a big Transformers nerd. I like my Transformers, right? So the ones in the 80s have a reputation. They were great. Everyone you talk to who doesn't stay current with this shit, which I do because I'm a nerd, says, oh, the 80s were the best Transformers. In actuality, Bobby, you had those same ones that I did, I'm sure. They were fucking bricks. Like their legs wouldn't move. There was no articulation. And really the thing that started plastic molding being awesome was in the late 80s, early 90s. Those last Transformers that are now worth a ton of money that nobody has because they were like generation 2 and no one was buying them anymore.
Yep.
Those are worth a ton because they started using ball joints. So the guys can move their arms and shit, and they can have a ball joint on their elbows.
Like
and they can move
almost
around.
A full 360 range of motion.
Yes. Their heads. Yeah. So it's a ball joint. So once the ball joints started getting into in the molding, they all started getting good. So like nowadays, I know Hasbro put up on their site, and I didn't buy this. They made the Big Planet one from the fucking 1986 movie.
Yep.
And it was like $500. I'm like, that's out of my price range. I'm not buying that. But dude, I mean, he has joints on his fingers. Like everything moves, like ankles. It's nuts. So even the ones that are sold in stores now, they're not bricks. So like the average, let's say the average ones, you know, the normal Hasbro line, they all have moving parts. Yeah. So the past, like, geez, within the past 10 years, they've put out like 3 or 4 sublines that have all had a story, and they brought in some of the writers from the comic books, and it's all good, and video games with them. And I've been all the ones that we got when we were kids are now updated, so they're actually movable and like cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
that's
like
pretty cool.
Instead of like, you had Optimus Prime that was this tall, right? When we were kids. And I have an Optimus Prime up in my room, so I know how big he is. And then, like, on the cartoon, like, there's Optimus Prime, right? And then there's, like, 5 guys that combine into a bigger one. In the cartoon, they're this tall, right? But in the toy, Optimus Prime's this big, and then you went and bought those 5 guys, and they're this big combined. It's like, well, now you got to use your imagination. I get that. So a couple of years ago, Hasbro did a whole combiners thing where Optimus Prime's this tall, and the fucking combiners are this tall, like, it's in scale, like, to the cartoon. So it's awesome. Yep. So I started getting all those and a lot of overtime at work for a few years, but yeah, so I got some Transformers, but I just found a whole wave of them. Like we go to Target or whatever, if my wife's with me, she just makes faces because I'm like, I've shown her, like you either pick these up at Target and get them for the price they're listed, or you're buying them on eBay for 10 times the amount because they're gone. They're so good. Yeah. And they don't make as many as they did.
And when you find them, you got to jump on them then. Otherwise, you're losing out.
We were there last night, and I found a whole wave of new ones that I didn't have. And the look on her face was just...
What did it look like?
I pushed it last night.
Yeah.
I pushed it. But I'm like, I'm not going to see these. So, this past week, this is weird. Like, I read this stupid Transformers news site about the toys. And I'm like, where are they coming out and shit? You know who's carrying a whole line of them that you can't find anywhere else? No. Fucking Aldi.
What?
Really?
Yeah. So I saw that on the news. I'm like, oh shit. So I go run to my Aldi, and they put out this special one that they never made a figure of from the stupid movie in '86. I'm like, I need that one. And of course, it's not one that has like a name, so you can make an army of them. Yeah, need. And you can make an army of them. So I found the one in Aldi in West Springfield. I got one there. They didn't have any of them in Enfield. And then I called my mom. I'm like, hey, how often you go to the one in Chicopee? She's like, once a week. So I'm like, I sent her a picture. I'm like, you see this fucking green guy? I will pay you back up to 4 of them.
Oh my God.
She picked one up for me. Thanks, Mom. So my mom's getting some props. Yeah. I can't be at every fucking Aldi, can I?
Beautiful. That is beautiful, man. Oh, it is 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I gotta go open some Transformers.
What?
Holy shit.
I'm arguing with my dog right now.
All right.
Oh.
Where is he? There he is.
Oh my God.
We got a husky going.
Look at that
all right.
face.
Yeah.
Dogs. I gotta go take my dogs out.
Yeah, me too.
So the question is,
I have to go take my sleep medicine.
There you go. There you go.
What?
Well, gentlemen, this was a whole lot of fun. We'll go ahead and wrap things up. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks to everybody who stopped in to watch this absolute disaster over here. We had a good time with it. Let's see. If we recap, I can't even, honestly, we've been going for almost 2 hours. I can't even remember what we initially started talking about. We did talk about Sean fighting toddlers in the freezer aisle for Transformers.
Aldi's a fucking savage
Totally
battleground.
Want to say hi? Say hi.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
All right, hold on.
Dan.
Daniel's got to be our new team biologist because we're going to him.
He's going to get emails. Definitely.
Yep.
I think you guys were wrong about this. Be like, we need a fact check.
Yeah. We got Daniel on call. We don't pay, though, because we don't get paid.
No.
Yeah. Oh, Brett!
Oh, it's Brad. Well, happy Thanksgiving,
Brett.
dude.
Oh, it's all right, Brett. We'll just take the deer meat that you owe us. Happy Thanksgiving, Cody. Thanks, man.
You guys are awesome. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome. Nice. I'm glad Dan's on it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. You guys have yourselves a good one. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you. Episode is coming. You know what? This is going to be an interesting episode.
The Roadkill special.
Might be. I'm waiting on a couple of pieces of info for a guest. I haven't recorded the I have not recorded the interview yet, so we'll see what happens. So it'll be pretty interesting.
Oh boy.
Is that the guest that I hooked you up with this week? Yep. Good one. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it'll be a great one. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So we'll see how that goes. Monday we do production, and then your show will be available for you late Monday night into Tuesday morning, as always. So wonderful, guys. Have a good weekend. Get out there, do some fishing. The weather. Yeah, weather in New England's supposed to be pretty good. So let's go ahead and plan some stuff.
December Chronic trips. Ooh, start next week.
Starting what, Monday? No.
Fuck Tuesday. If I know. What day's I don't know. What day's today?
It'd be Tuesday. That's the 1st of December.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday. Look at that. 1st of December. Remember the 1st of December. All right, guys. We'll see you. We're going to end this now and call it a night. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.